The Chapel Committee has granted our African American history class the opportunity to help your college celebrate Black History Month this week. Over the next 2 days, you'll be taken on a journey through African American culture using the medium of music. Although each of us may have our own taste in music or a favorite style of music, hopefully we can all recognize that all cultures use music, as well as literature, art, food, and language to express our identities. By celebrating a culture through music and historically connecting songs, we have the opportunity to relate to others who are different than ourselves. Today, we will start at the beginning and work our way through the stories and musical genres that were started and perfected by African Americans. Our class has picked some of our favorite artists and songs. Over the next 3 days, we will give you some samples of some of those pieces of music. By no means is our list exhaustive, but we hope that each day you will leave chapel humming a song that you had long forgotten, or maybe that you will leave anxious to look up that one song that was your favorite and that you wish we had included. The next 3 days are about celebrating music, but more importantly, it is about celebrating culture. We hope you enjoy.
The earliest forms of African American music came to us by slave ships. The slaves brought with them Western African beats and dances that echoed their tribal music that most often centered around a drum. When they settled into drudgery of slavery, these West African music styles transferred into what we now call message songs or spirituals. These songs communicated escape routes and other covert messages they didn't want their masses to hear. Although some of these spirituals contain Christian messages, many more were expressions of the slave experience. Since most of the slaves were prohibited from community-based worship, they would use their hands and feet to keep rhythm quickly. Spirituals also often used the call and response form in songs that would be replicated many more times in future genres of African American music. We will still sing versions of these type of songs in chapel and church today. Fittingly, the beginnings of our next genre of African American music weren't anything but happy. The blues originated during the pre-Civil War era in the southern United States. The blues began with work songs and blended with spirituals of the African American slaves. The sound of the blues gave us music grace that are still beloved today.
You can't even mention the blues without talking about the mother of blues, Mama Bruni. She began her public appearance in traveling stage shows at the age of 14 and enjoyed a brief recording career starting in 1923. Unfortunately, her career suffered during the Great Depression, but she was never forgotten and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame long after she passed. The next genre was born out of the blues and is largely affiliated with the city of New Orleans. Jazz is a blend of African and European music, and by the 1920s and 30s, it had become recognized as a major form of musical expression. The next several artists were known for celebrating jazz and making it popular. One of the earliest jazz musicians was Duke Ellington. He was an American composer, pianist, and jazz orchestra leader from the 1923 to the end of his life. His use of musical drama is still heralded as some of our most profound. His use of rhythm and sonic movements to create complex but accessible jazz that made the audience want to dance.
A name that may be more familiar to many of you was Louis Armstrong. He was a multi-talented musician, band leader, film star, and even a comedian. He would become one of the most influential artists in jazz history with hits like Stardust and What a Wonderful World. The song you hear now, his musical influence inspired multiple African American jazz artists and continues to inspire today. Calloway blended jazz, big band, and the call and response form that you just heard in the song to create his hit song, Minnie the Moocher. It's still on top 100 list of all times and has been covered by notable musicians like hip-hop great artist Tupac Shakur. As one of the pioneering innovators of jazz, Dizzy Gillespie set the new standard for jazz music. Growing up, Gillespie had little formal training. His exuberant personality and priggish ways earned him the nickname Dizzy, and everyone knew of this trademark inflated cheeks. In his 6-decade career, Gillespie played alongside the likes of Cab Calloway, Duke Ellington, as well as our next musician, Ella Fitzgerald.
Ella Fitzgerald's first recordings, 11 Kisses and I'll Chase the Blues Away, put her on the path to becoming the most popular female singer in America. She will forever be regarded as one of the most admired jazz singers in America. Muddy Waters grew up within the Delta blues music culture. In 1943, he took his sound and talent to Chicago, Illinois. With his electric guitar, he was able to develop the legendary style that blended the rustic blues of the Mississippi with the urban vibe of the big city. He went on to win 6 Grammys, but his legacy was one of bringing the blues to the mainstream listening audience. Manish Boy is one of his most famous.
Well, I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
Ray Charles Robinson, known professionally as Ray Charles, is famously known for being blind and creating many catchy tunes such as Hit the Road Jack and Georgia on My Mind. He revolutionized the music world by pioneering soul music during the 1950s. While creating music in the tumultuous 1960s, an era marked by racial tension, he focused on creating music that brought the country together.
While racial tensions were coming to their peak, this time period also brought a modification of music called gospel. No place could this be seen better than within the African American churches. It was in the churches that musicians began to blend the blues with the messages from the Bible and created so-called shout songs that we more modernly refer to as praise songs. They are known for their upbeat, optimistic messages, and while this genre of music may have started in the church, it didn't last there long. Some of our next few artists took America to church when they took the music mainstream. Having got us started while singing in this church, our next musicians created influence in gospel, funk, R&B, and of course soul. James Joseph Brown was an American singer, songwriter, dancer, musician, record producer, and band leader. He's often referred to as the godfather of soul and is known for his signature hey that seemed to get everyone on their feet.
Our next artist belonged to the original boy band. Frankie Lyman and his group of the Teenagers were an instant hit with audiences. In 1955, the single Why Do Fools Fall in Love topped the charts, selling eventually over 2 million records. Frankie Lyman was the first international African-American teenage singing star and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1993. Following the popularity of Frankie Lyman and recognizing the potential for distinctly African-American sound, Motown Records was founded by Berry Gordy in 1959. It became the hub of all African-American popular music. This is where we will begin tomorrow as we talk about a few of our favorite Motown artists and the continuing influence of the other genres of music we mentioned today.
We hope that you have enjoyed the musical journey so far. Tomorrow we hope you will all join us again for the rocking 60s and 70s. Again, I want to remind you that our list this week is far from complete. We hope that you will use this opportunity to explore the cultural significance of your favorite pieces of music. When you return to Campbell tomorrow, take a moment to listen to a few songs played before chapel. You will hear a few of our favorites that we couldn't fit into our presentation, but we all wanted to share anyways. We thank you for your attention. If you didn't have your earphones in, thank you. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow with all your headphones out.